I'm going to send Dino to his mat, and of course you always have him sit before you send him to his mat because he needs to be allowed to wait to be allowed to go onto the mat. It's a privilege because he loves this. He loves doing this game. And make sure he waits until you pat his chest and say, go to your mat, and then say down. That's the way, that's a Dino down there. That's the way that we taught him his down stay in the beginning. If he plops down farther back like that and you want him in the middle of the mat, of course, you just lure him. All I did was I took a piece of food and I went like that. He followed it and I rewarded him where I wanted him to be, which is perfect right there. And then you want to start with this mat exercise just walking around to different places here and rewarding him when he stays there. Good. Good. So I'm just doing basic things here. I'm good, backing up and coming back, rewarding him. As long as he stays there, when I come back, he'll get a reward. And this is the way we taught him his solid downstay. Everything started like this, and then once he could do this in my yard, in my house, we started doing this in other places without the mat. That's how he learned his downstay. But this is a really important exercise, good, to keep doing, because this is the foundation exercise for everything else. And in his case, since he has such severe anxiety, I mean to the point of destroying his crate, this mat exercise, good, calms him down. And if you do this every day, even 5 to 10 minutes a day, you'll see him progressively get calmer and calmer. Because every day that he goes to this calm place, a little bit more of that calm state of mind starts to take over his everyday life. And pretty soon, you just built this undercurrent where he's like this all the time, whether he's doing the exercise or not. Good. And you can see how far he's come in 21 days. And so just think how he'll be in it's 3 weeks, just think how good he'll be in 3 months. So I want to show you from in front how I'm rewarding him. See how I'm just overhand, I'm just going to deposit the piece of, this is Natural Balance sausage. Right there on the mat, good. And see how he takes it off the mat? Make sure he's not touching your hand. He needs to wait and be calm and wait and take it off the mat, not take it out of your hand. And even if you go down there like this, see how he's respectful and waiting? Good. He's thinking and his mind is engaged and he's focusing, trying to follow all the little rules in this exercise. And you see the calmness that this develops and the focus on you. If you do this every day, he's going to, good, get better and better and better. And then once you start adding things in like walking around him, most dogs aren't able to stay down like that when you walk around him. I'm going to walk both ways and then come back and give him a big reward. So that's very good. It's hard for a dog to do this, especially after just 21 days. Good. And especially a dog that has anxiety like he does or did. His anxiety's lessened, but you know, it's still months ahead of more work so that he keeps changing, keeps going in the same direction. But you see, he's just really focused and he's calm on this mat. Good. You can even do things like no. You see how he anticipated that I was going to let him off the mat? I said no, and all I did was put him back. See, he knows that he made a mistake. Whenever he gets up, he knows this exercise so well. Whenever he gets up, it just means he lost concentration, and he knows exactly how this goes. And now we'll try it again, and he'll try to do better. So he's got it now, and he did it correctly. So this time, good. I give him a reward. Now I'm going to do what I was going to do, which is pull on this leash. See, I'm pulling actually pretty hard. Good. I gave him 2 pieces for that because that was difficult for him to do. He used to, of course, as soon as he'd feel any tension on the leash, come to me. But now he knows that there's only one way he leaves the mat, and that's when I release him. There's only one thing that allows him to get off the mat. Good. And so you can practice these types of things. Practice no. See, that's it from a different angle. And so that's difficult for him. So if he doesn't go back down, you just go like that with your foot, but he knows to go back. So let's try that again. If you're ever going to try something that is difficult for him, it's okay to remind him before you try it what you want him to keep doing. So before I do this again, I'm going to say down. And this time, oh, he's got it. Good. And he gets a reward. Good. So that's how you deal with mistakes is you put him back. He gets no reward if he makes a mistake. You try it again when he has the success, and he gets rewarded, and he's better just because what you've seen from what you've seen on the video right now, the mistake and then getting it right. He's better just from this session because he keeps learning. Down. Good. So now I'm going to do things that are a little bit more difficult for him to do. I'm going to start going out gates. Down. We have a big yard here. It's fenced. No. If he gets up like that, because you're going to be practicing this in your backyard as well. If he ever makes a mistake, like with something really difficult like that, maybe go in a different direction, get a success going somewhere else, and then come back to that same situation. So instead of doing that again, I'm going to go through the front door. Down. Just show me going into the front door here. And then coming back. Good. So he had a success doing that. Good. Now I'm going to go back there and see if we can do this correctly now. Down. And see how he's turning his head, which is fine, as long as he doesn't turn his body. Good. If he wants to look where I'm going, that's fine, as long as he stays in a downstay. And by the way, he was such a twister and turner like that, it took a long time before he was able to just concentrate at the level that he could keep his body straight. So it's taken him a long time to get this calm, but he's doing very well. So you want to do all kinds of things like that. And inside your house, of course, we're going to do this in your living room as well. Good. And we're going to go outside and leave him alone inside. So you'll see that as well at your house. But when you're going to release him off this mat, I'm going to pick up the leash, stand next to him, pat your leg and say, okay. And see, he kind of jumped the gun there. So I'm going to put him back, down. Make sure that he waits, really waits, until you allow him off. He has a big anticipation problem. So working on this thing right here is so essential to changing him, continuing to change his anxiety problem, because he just has severe anticipation issues. So we're going to make sure that when we release him, he really waits for us to actually give him the signal. Nope, see that? Okay, I want to have him more in the center of the mat. Okay, so we're going to try it again. Okay, that's what you want him to wait for. Sit, and you may have to do that a couple of times, but doing that part, releasing him the proper way, is so huge. If you don't do it that way, you'll negate a lot of the effects, the good effects of this exercise. So make sure that you end this exercise the right way. And it's always off the mat and then into a calm sit stay. You release him to be free from a calm sit stay. Everything starts and ends with a calm sit stay, as you'll see in the other videos that we're going to do with him. But you don't want him launching off the mat and taking off. You want him going from the mat to a calm sit stay, and then from here we release him. And you just pat his chest and say, go. Now he's free. And then you want to always pick up this mat, because he's going to want to go hang out on it. It's not a doggy bed. It's only for doing this exercise. His doggy bed is something else, and he can come and go as he pleases from the doggy bed, but this mat exercise, it's a very exclusive spot for him. It's an interactive exercise you do with him, and so he needs permission to go on it, and he needs permission to come off of it, and it's only down on the floor or on the ground when you're going to do the exercise. Then you put it away at all other times. Okay, come on, bud.